Kevin's life takes a dramatic turn as the Night King reveals his true potential and prepares him for an impending battle. What are the true intentions of the forces gathering in Chicago? And how will Kevin face the challenges ahead?
I know what you're thinking. The Night King slowly walked over to Kevin and patted him reassuringly on the shoulder. Don't waste your energy worrying about it right now. Remember that this has been going on since long before you were born. Your priority right now is to learn as much as you can about herbal medicine and build up your own power. You are our only hope. The Night King sounded very earnest as he gave Kevin this advice. I understand what I need to do. Kevin seemed to come back to life and he had a gleam in his eye. It's not about accomplishments. I want you to practice and train so that you can protect yourself. The Night King was as straightforward with Kevin as he could be. Kevin was stunned to hear him say that. This wasn't going to be easy. The Night King sighed as he straightened his coat and started to walk toward the elevator. Well, now that you know what we're facing, it's time for me to leave Chicago. Don't forget to go to the Alliance headquarters the day after tomorrow for our leader's birthday. It's imperative to your journey. Before Kevin could reply, the Night King had already gotten in the elevator. Kevin's head was spinning from all this information. After being rejected by his own family and Lily's too, now he'd play a part in some kind of fight between good and evil forces that were going to be gathering in Chicago. Just as he closed his eyes, his phone rang. The caller ID showed that it was Professor Colt. Kevin quickly answered. Is everything okay? Why are you calling me so early in the morning? You think that 9 o'clock is early? Professor Colt said with a smile. Don't forget that the herbalism contest will be held at noon today. Whatever you're doing right now, you need to drop it and get over here by 10. I'll be waiting for you at the campus entrance. Kevin sprang up from the sofa and assured her that he'd get there as fast as he could. Kevin drove to campus in record time and spotted Professor Colt standing by the school's main entrance. She was wearing a bright red dress. How could he possibly miss seeing her? You got here faster than I could have ever imagined. Are you secretly a superhero? Professor Colt walked over to Kevin and greeted him with a smile. I wouldn't think of letting you down. Kevin was also grinning. That's enough chit-chat. Come along with me. A lot of people will be attending the contest. If we don't hurry, we're bound to get stuck in a traffic jam. Professor Colt turned around and walked towards the parking lot. Where will the contest be held, Professor? Kevin asked suspiciously. He'd always thought that herbalism should be kept out of the public eye, and he expected that the contestants would meet in some remote place. How could there possibly be a traffic jam? It's in Grant Park, down by the lake, of course. Professor Colt walked briskly to her car while she filled Kevin in on the details. Grant Park was one of the most popular places in Chicago, and definitely not secluded. When Kevin and Professor Colt arrived, the park was already full of people. If there hadn't been reserved parking for contestants, they never would have been able to find a spot. Just as he got out of the car, Kevin saw banners from lots of different schools that trained people in herbal medicine. Some of them had pretty harsh reputations. I didn't expect it to be this crowded so early in the day, Kevin said anxiously. A lot of people have only heard of herbal medicine but never had a chance to see how it's done with their own eyes. Professor Colt walked with Kevin to the registration table. You mean we're going to prepare pills in full view of the public? Kevin asked in surprise. With the training that Kevin had already received, he could be considered a high-ranking expert. One thing he was sure of was that you needed a relatively quiet place if you wanted to do it right. If there's too much background noise, the herbalist can be distracted and have trouble controlling the fire accurately, which will affect the final quality of the pill. The other thing he was concerned about is that you can sometimes have an explosion, which had already happened in Professor Colt's class on campus. Before the professor could answer his question, they heard a booming voice on the PA system. Hello everyone, I'm Pavel Dobson, the host of this year's herbalism contest. It's a great honor to have you here at Grant Park on this fine day. I'd like to take this opportunity to announce the rules of this herbalism competition. There are 50 herbalists who will be preparing a variety of concoctions. Whoever succeeds in reaching the highest grade of purity will be declared the winner. Now please remember to keep quiet so that we can create a suitable environment for all the contestants." As Dobson stopped speaking, the contestants began walking over to their tables. The crowd was excited to see how this would turn out. Turning to Professor Colt, Kevin thought to himself, "No matter what happens next, I'm ready. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I only wish that Lily was here with me." Kevin whispered to himself as he accompanied Professor Colt to the herbalist contest at Grant Park in downtown Chicago. The spectators gasped as the tables were unveiled and you could see 50 furnaces set up with all the tools and ingredients necessary for the preparation of a medicinal pill. It was an impressive sight, and not one that you would expect to see in the park. Most people went there for concerts and food festivals. This promised to be a unique event, to say the least. As the contestants walked over to their tables, Kevin and Professor Colt searched for number 36, which had been assigned to them at registration. Some of the spectators were students at the School for the Healing Arts. One of them remarked, "Look, isn't that Professor Colt over there?" Their companion replied, "I think you're right. What's she doing here?" But then someone else said, "Hey, who's the man standing next to her? Holy, I think it's that guy who married into the Jones family." As usual, this brought laughter from the other students. They just didn't recognize Kevin's potential. Doug Butler and Sherwin Blair were also there, and they were immediately jealous of Kevin. "I didn't expect to see that Professor Colt's assistant," Doug said in surprise. "She probably took pity on him. What else would he be doing here?" Blair said with a laugh. What they didn't know was that Dalton Steele was also there, and he heard everything they were saying. He walked quickly over to Blair and glared at him menacingly. "If you're here to watch the contest, go ahead and watch. But if you're here for anything else, you can get the hell out of here. I don't want to hear a peep from you for the rest of the day." Dalton harshly reprimanded the whole group. They all knew who he was, and they also knew his reputation. Blair was afraid of getting Dalton angry again, so he chose to keep the rest of his comments to himself. But in the front row, there was someone in a VIP seat giving Kevin an icy look like she wanted to kill him. She'd been to the Williams family mansion recently. When she was invited to attend the herbalism contest, she agreed right away without thinking twice about it.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.